Good afternoon. I'm Tom Tamarkin of USCL EnergyCite, and I'm sitting here in the office of my friend and colleague Pat Boone, who obviously needs no introduction.
I don't know. We'll let it go at that, though.
And the reason that we are here today is that we would like to introduce ourselves both to our host of USCL backers and EnergyCite backers, and more importantly, we want to introduce Pat and his involvement with the future of energy to some colleagues of ours in the state of Israel, with whom which I'll be meeting in Israel next week.
Good. Look forward to the result of that meeting. Wish I could be with you, really.
I wish you could be as well, because I know you've been there several times.
Been there, and I've met some of the guys. Jerry Schroeder, for one.
Well, let's for a minute talk about what we are doing and the importance of this, and then I would like to hear from you why you agreed to become involved with the project.
That well before the end of this century, we will have exhausted all known reserves of fossil fuel as the world becomes more industrialized, and the rest of what we call the third world wants to be to live, have a standard of living like say an American or European standard of living. Therefore, demanding more energy usage is going to accelerate the depletion of all known fossil fuels and energy that we're desperately trying to get more of. The more we get, the faster we use it up. Like the gas in your tank. The faster you go, the faster you use up the gas.
Exactly. And one of the contributions that our company has made over the course of the last 10 years is that we have designed and developed and will shortly be manufacturing and delivering technology products which are used by homeowners, so that they in fact have a gas gauge, if you will, in their home, which is telling them not only how much power, how much electricity they're using at any point in time, but it's also providing this to them in economic terms. How much money have I spent today? How much money is being projected to be spent tomorrow?
Because the bills usually surprise you.
Will be at the end of the month.
Yes.
Exactly. We organized an open house seminar, if you will, in April of 2001, and we invited all of the California politicians, from Governor Davis to the Lieutenant Governor at the time, and everybody in the Senate and the California Assembly. And we didn't have a lot of people come, but we had some important people come. And one of them is Senator Tom Torlakson. And Senator Torlakson from Antioch became intrigued and excited about our concepts of being able to provide this real-time feedback for energy use in the home in meaningful terms that would cause the homeowners to spend less money to conserve power when needed, as well as conserve their money, which is an important thing. And he and his friend, Dr. Seth Borenstein at the University of California, Berkeley, collaborated, I should say, and wrote a bill, draft of a bill, which ultimately became California Senate Bill 1976, which was passed and signed by the governor at the time. And this bill required that the California Public Utility Commission and the California Energy Commission come together and do a 2-year study on how this type of technology and what we call price signals to the customers would impact their use of power. After the conclusion of that study, it became very apparent that if you gave people the tools that they could use to conserve, and there was something in it for them, like saving money, they would in fact conserve. That seems like an obvious concept, but the state, of course, had to do this with consultants and in a very methodical, procedural kind of a process.
Prove the obvious.
Prove the obvious and spend many millions of dollars in consulting fees. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that in 2004, under Michael Peavy's directive, who's chairman of the California Public Utility Commission, the California Public Utilities Commission mandated that the 3 major utilities, Southern California Edison here in Los Angeles, San Diego Gas and Electric, and Pacific Gas and Electric up in our area, Northern California, replace collectively about 13 million power meters with new technology which would be compatible to what it was we had proposed.
Mm-hmm.
And this, again, in the utility business is a process. Utility companies are very slow in moving. And in fact, there's a kind of a joke in the utility industry that says utility companies move with the speed of a glacier. And my comment is, yes, that's true, but the glacier is going uphill.
Oh, that's slow.
They move very slowly. So from the time frame 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, utilities themselves studied and analyzed the proposals of various vendors and finally came to the conclusion that yes, this was very much a good thing to do, almost a common sense thing for their customers to do. And now the three major utilities, PG&E has installed 5 million meters, and they have sent out brochures to all of their customers saying that within a year, within 2 years certainly, you will be able to purchase a product inside your home which will do exactly as I said. It talks to the utility company, it talks to the meter, and it provides this information for the consumer, but it also goes one step further, and it actually allows the information from the power meter to be used by what we now call smart appliances inside the home. The smart appliance is an appliance that has an integrated circuit and what we call an IC, which is a chip. And this chip has radio and has microcomputer capability built into it. And it allows these appliances to be connected within the home in what we call a local area network. It would be like 5 wireless microphones communicating to the camera in front of us. And the communication structure supporting that was something that our company proposed to Southern California Edison in 2005. It's called Zigbee, which is a word that even I don't know the origin of Zigbee, but Zigbee is a communication spec which describes how all of these things would operate within the home. And once this network is established within the house, within the small business, consumers don't have to be bothered with the price of energy at 3 o'clock in the morning versus the price of energy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a hot day, because it's all done automatically.
Yeah, good, good. We have in our home, it's a similar kind of thing, not as advanced as what you're talking about, but it's a leak detector on our water system, because we found out that the water company billed us for an enormous amount of water that was supposedly coming into our property, and it was, but we didn't know anything about it. There was no evidence of it.
So once again, Pat, I appreciate us being allowed into your office and to spend a few minutes here talking about this very important project.
Well, I enjoy it, and I know it's important.
And we are most honored that you've joined with us and have been working with us.
Well, let's do it again.
On this project. Of course. Thank you.
Aha.